Okay, good day po sa ating lahat. So this is ESA's Comprehensive Examinations lecture. Okay. I will be talking about physics. Okay, so take note, physics is a broad subject. Even electrical engineering is a part of it, no? Okay, so i-ano na lang natin, i-segregate na lang natin yung electrical engineering from the physics aspects, and yung mga natira, yun yung i-discuss ko for today. Okay, yung mga miscellaneous topics about physics. So, eto, hindi na i-discuss sa inyo to during your college physics, no? So, mas probably um ito na naririnig nyo na nung high school physics niyo. Okay, so first is yung waves natin. So when we say waves, so that is a self-sustaining disturbance of a medium that travels from one point to another, carrying energy and momentum. So when we say waves, this is a signal. This is in the form of a signal. So yung signal na yon, nagkikarry siya ng information, maybe a electrical signal, sound signal, light signal. So these are traveling from from a medium. When we say medium, yan yung um material na pinagtatravelan ng waves natin. Okay? So there are types of waves. So most common, ito yung i-discuss ko na lang yung common na. Okay, maraming klase ng waves kasi. So first is yung mechanical waves. So when we say mechanical waves, so these are waves that needs a medium to propagate. So kailangan nyo ng medium. Okay, so can we consider a vacuum a medium? So vacuum is ano no, empty. Okay, so ibig sabihin um hindi siya medium no. Okay, so yan. And electromagnetic waves, waves that do not need a medium to propagate. So that's vacuum. Okay, pwede siyang makatravel sa vacuum. So for the mechanical wave, ang sample nito is a sound. Sound wave. Pwede yang mag-travel sa air. Okay? Air is ano no, is in space also. Okay? Pero ang vacuum hindi. Okay? So we have also for electromagnetic waves, so ang mga basic examples nito is yung light waves. Light. So nakaka-travel siya sa from one point to another. Kahit walang air, walang medium, pwede pa rin niya mag-travel. Even sa outer space, di ba? Okay? So nakakapag-travel pa rin yan. So we have also your radio waves. Okay, radio waves, radiomagnetic waves. Ayan. So these are the basic forms or basic types of waves natin. So for the forms of waves, so we have also two. Okay. So first is transversal wave. So wave in which the vibration is perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So kung titingnan natin ito, so perpendicular siya. So ibig sabihin, nagko-cross siya dito sa line of horizon natin. Okay? Perpendicular to the direction of propagation kasi ano to may 3D motion ito, hindi ko lang nahanda sa inyo. Kapag nakita nyo yun, mas maguguluhan kayo. Okay? So, yan yung basic basic na form niya. Sinusoidal na nag-interlap perpendicular to each other. Okay. We have also your longitudinal waves. So waves in which vibration is direction parallel. Parallel naman ito to the direction of propagation. So pag ganyan. So one good example of longitudinal wave is sound waves. Okay, sound waves. Pwede yan. So for a transversal, so ito yung um, pwede rin yung string waves dito, no? So kapag nag-struck ka ng string, okay? So meron siyang wavy na ma-form. Okay, so that's a transversal. Okay? So sige, let's answer your lecture notes or lecture problem set. So first is the properties of waves. So what are the waves that emerge from equilibrium condition and moves across a material medium? So ibig sabihin kailangan niya ng medium to propagate. Okay, na-discuss na natin yan kanina, and that is mechanical wave. So it needs a material medium to propagate. Okay. Next tayo, number 2. When a when a disturbance runs parallel to the wave's path of motion, the wave is categorized as longitudinal waves. Parallel. So sa SS pala, no, makaka-encounter kayo ng mga different terminologies. So mag-memorize kayo ng mga terms. Tapos yung computations. Medyo nakakaano yung mga terms. Nakakalula kasi marami. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka-challenge sa inyo when it comes to ESAS. Madali lang yung computation. Yung ano lang talaga, maraming terminologies lang. Magme-memorize kayo. Okay, sipagan nyo lang mag-memorize. So, number 3, so when two waves going in opposing direction with the same frequency, amplitude, and speed are superimposed, ano ang mangyayari? So for example, no, meron tayong wave dito and another incoming wave is coming through. So for example, no, magsasalubong sila. Okay. In opposing directions with the same frequency, amplitude, and speed. So, ano mangyayari dyan sa dalawang yan na magtatagpo? Okay, magsasama sila. Forming a big wave. Okay? So, therefore, anong klaseng wave yan? These are what we call your standing waves. So, standing waves are produced. So, magpa-plus lang sila. Ito at saka ito is equal to dito sa malaking yan. Then eventually, after which, yung standing waves na yan, okay, maghihiwalay na naman sila. So, ito pa ganyan, ito pa ganyan. Okay, magsasalubong, magsasama, then maghihiwalay. Okay? So, yan yung mangyayari sa waves in opposing directions. Okay, next. Number 4. So a 3-meter long steel wire with mass of 30 grams is stretched under 2,000 newtons of stress. How fast does a transverse wave propagate across this wire? So bago to, no, computation na kasi to. So let's move on to the system of units. So dapat kabisado natin yung system of units na ginagalawan natin, lalong-lalo na sa computation. Kasi kapag medyo sabog yung unit analysis mo, medyo hindi ka makakasolve ng mga problems. Okay? So there are 3 system of units. So ito yung common na unit system. So that is SI. Okay, the common one. SI system. We have also the English system. And we have also the CGS system. So, ito siya. Ito yung mga basic units natin, no? Hindi ko na nilagay yung mga komplikado. Okay, so siguro kapag maitatakal nyo yan in the long way run. Okay? So, we have the units dito, yung mga length, mass, time, absolute temperature, speed, pressure, energy. Okay, so ito yung mga corresponding SI system. So for the length, sa SI meter, sa English dalawa, commonly feet at saka inches. Okay, so sa CGS naman, so ito yung mga maliliit na na units natin, centimeters or cm. For the mass, SI, okay, kilograms. So sa English system, that is pound mass. Pwede ring slugs, okay, pero ang ginagamit kadalasan is pound mass. We have also grams. For the time, seconds silang tatlo, okay. So wala tayong problema dyan sa time. Sa absolute temperature naman, Kelvin sa SI, Rankine sa English, and for the CGS, Kelvin. Okay? Sa speed or velocity, so meters per second sa SI, feet per second sa English, centimeters per second sa CGS. Ito yung ano naman natin, next parameter is force. Dito na magkakatalo-talo. Okay, so sa SI newtons, so other term for newton is kilogram meter per second squared. So yan yung um, derived unit ng newton. Okay, kung breakdown natin tong newton na to, ito yan. Ito lahat yan. Okay, we have also pound force. Kapag breakdown natin yan, that is slugs feet per second squared. Okay? And for the dyne, kapag breakdown natin yan, grams centimeters per second squared. Ayan. So yan yung ibang pangalan ng Newton, ng pound force at saka ng dyne. So, kailangan natin yan sa unit analysis mamaya. Okay? So, sige. Punta na tayo sa susunod. Sa pressure naman, Pascal, or kapag i-breakdown natin yung Pascal, that is Newton per meter squared or square meter. So, sa PSI naman, that is pound force per square inch. And for the CGS, that is bar, or that is 9 per centimeter squared. And for the energy, so there are two types of energy kasi dito. So the heat energy and yung work energy. Okay? So mas specify siya kapag sa CGS. Okay? So sa SI joule. So partaking for work energy. So sa naman sa English BTU or the British Thermal Unit. And for the CGS, calorie or ergs. So, paki-take note na lang to, no? Kailangan nyo to for your unit analysis. Okay? So, ito po yung ano natin, no? Unit conversions. Hindi ko na to iisa-isahin kasi marami siya. You take note na lang itong mga to. So, pwede nyo namang hingiin sa akin yung kopya ng lecture pagkatapos nyo mapanood tong video. Okay? Yan siya. Or pwede nyo screenshot. Okay? Ayan. So, kailangan natin kasi ito sa computation. So, katulad nito, the first computation. Okay? Ayan. So, we have the velocity of propagation. So, when we are talking about propagation of waves, so, meron niyang velocity kasi nga gumagalaw ang wave. Okay? So, meron niyang speed or velocity. So, for a transverse wave, so, meron tayo ditong string. Okay, then nag-apply tayo ng force, nag-vibrate. Okay? Ayan. So, ano po ang velocity ng vibration na yan or yung paggalaw ng wave na yan? So, V is equal to square root of T all over rho L. Okay? Ito siya. Paki-take note ito for a transverse wave. So, ito siya, no? Like, for example, yung light wave natin. So, that is a transverse wave. So, paano siya paalon? Okay? Ayan. Transverse. So, for V is equal to square root of T over rho L. So, ano yung ano natin dito? Parameters. V is equal to the velocity of propagation, T is for the tension, rho L is for the linear density, and the rho L is mass over length. Okay? So, yung linear density, that is mass over length. Iba naman yung mass density. So, that's another story, no? So, mass density or commonly known as density lang. So, ito, naka-specify na linear density, kaya naka-per unit length siya. Okay? Ayan. Paki-take note to. That's for a transverse wave. Ngayon, for a longitudinal wave, so, one good example of this is sound waves na nagmo-move. Okay? So, there are two types of formula. Pwede siyang mag-move sa solid, pwede rin sa gas. Okay? Ayan. So, sa solid, so that is V is equal to square root of E over rho, wherein yung V natin, velocity of propagation for a longitudinal wave, and yung ating E, that's your modulus of elasticity ng solid medium. Then, yung ating rho is for your mass density. Mass na to. So, ano yung mass density? That is um, mass over volume. Ayan. And for the gas, so that is V is equal to square root of K times R times T. So where your K is specific heat ratio, R is the gas constant, and T is absolute temperature. Okay, so take note lang yung specific heat ratio natin. So for diatomic gas, so 1.4 yan. Pero kapag monoatomic siya, so that is 1.667. So when we say diatomic gas, so yan yung mga pair in nature. Like for example, oxygen, nitrogen, ano pa, yung mga halogen natin, mga iodine, fluorine, ano pa, chlorine gas, diatomic yan. For monoatomic naman po, like for example, yung mga noble gases natin, monoatomic yung mga yan. Like for example, helium, argon, neon. Okay? And for the gas constant, ang ano dito, pinakasikat is 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin. Per mole Kelvin. Degree Kelvin. 0.082. Okay? Ayan. And T is the absolute temperature. Okay? So, malay nyo, lumabas. Okay? Sa quiz ninyo. Okay? So, for the lecture, ito lang muna, no? Transverse wave yung meron. Okay. So, a 3-meter long steel wire with a mass of 30 grams. So, mass is 30 grams. Is stretched under 2,000 newtons of stress. Okay, so may tension siya na 2,000 newtons. How fast does a transverse wave propagate across this wire? Okay, so yung length ng wire is 3 meters long. So for a velocity of propagation for a transverse wave, transverse siya, isa lang naman yung formula natin dito for a transverse wave, that is square root ng T over rho L. Okay? Pero take note lang ha. So titingnan natin kung anong ginagalawan natin. So it should be on the SI system. Naka-SI tayo, so ibig sabihin lahat ng mga ano natin, units natin ay naka-SI. So ito, SI, ito SI, ito lang ang problema, hindi siya SI. Naka-CGS siya. So we need to convert. But take note, in 1 kilogram, that is 1,000 grams. So, lagay na lang natin kagad dito sa ano na formula. So, V is equal to, yan, T. So, yung newtons natin, para mapakita natin yung conversion, ang gagawin na lang natin dito is, i-ano natin siya, i-break apart natin to. Ano bang derived unit nito? This is kilogram meter per second squared. Okay, so lagay lang natin 2,000 kilogram meter per second squared all over yung rho L natin. Ano ba yung rho L? That is mass over lead. Okay? So, sige, ano natin? 30 grams divided by length na 3 meters. Okay? Pero hindi pa yan swak. Okay? So, anong mga conversion na gagamitin? Ito, gawin natin kilogram. So, in 1 kilogram, that is 1,000 grams. Ayan. Tingnan natin kung ano mga magka-cancel. Okay. So, ito, tataas. Eventually, magka-cancel sila dito ng meter natin. Ay, hindi. Hindi pala magka-cancel yan. Magiging meter squared yan, no? Tama? Ito, tataas. Yan, meter squared over second squared. Ano pa yung mga magka-cancel? Kilogram, kilogram, gram at saka gram. So yan siya. Tapos isi-square root nyo yan mamaya. So kapag ini-square root yan, so magiging meters per second na lang siya. Okay, so which is the unit for velocity? So sige, try natin iyan, no? So 2,000 over 30 over 3 times 1,000. So therefore, the answer is 447.21. 447.21 meters per second. Letter B. Okay? Sige, let's move on to the next. Ayan, ito number 5. A prong of electrically powered tuning fork with a vibration frequency. So, yung vibration daw natin is 250 vibrations per second is connected to a one end of a horizontal string. The other end supports a weight of 7.5 pounds. So, weight. When we say weight, anong klase yon? That is a force, di ba? Force natin to. Kaya yung pounds na to is pound force, okay? So, therefore, that's the tension, okay? Tension that is 7.5 pound force goes over a pulley. The string has a linear mass density, rho L, that is equal to 0.0150 pounds. Anong klaseng pounds to? O mass naman yan, di ba? So kapag mass, so therefore this is pound mass over feet. How fast does a transverse wave travel through the string? So how fast? Gaano kabilis? So meaning that's velocity. Okay? Velocity sa transverse wave. So since transverse siya, ang formula na gagamitin natin is V is equal to square root ng T over rho L. So, i-break apart lang natin ulit itong pound force natin, that is slug feet per second squared. Tama po ba? Okay, so from the ano kanina, table. Ayan, so square root ng 7.5 slug feet per second squared over um rho L. Ano pa yung rho L natin? 0.015 pound mass over feet. Ngayon, ang problema, si slag at saka si pound mass. So, hindi sila magkaparehas. Okay? So, idagdag ko lang dito no, sa table natin kasi hindi na nailagay. Okay? Sa dito, sa mass. So, continuation sa mass, that 1 pound mass is equal to 32.2 slugs. Baliktad, I should say. Baliktad pala. 1 slug, ayan, ito na yung tama. 1 slug is equal to 32.2 pound mass. Ayan, ayan siya. So, yan lang natin, no? Convert lang natin siya. So, dito, yung pound mass gawin nating slug. Take note po, in 1 slug ulit, that is 32.2 pound mass. So, ano mga magka-cancel? Slug, slug, pound mass, ito aakyat doon. Then, ang mangyayari, feet squared over second squared, magsi-square root yan. So, ano mangyayari? Magka-cancel yung squared. So, magiging feet per second na lang yan. So, ilan yan? So, dito, unit analysis, no? So, dapat alam nating mag-work sa mga units natin. So, this is equal to 126.88 or approximately 89 na. So, that is feet per second. And that's letter A. Okay? Next tayo. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. So, tapos na tayo sa transverse wave. So, let's focus more on the next branch of physics, which is yung acoustics natin. So, when we say acoustics, ang tinatakal natin dyan is all about sound. Okay? So, dito na tayo sa may Doppler effect. So, when we say Doppler effect, that is the apparent change in the frequency of waves due to the relative motion between the source of the sound and the observer. So, may papakita kong video sa inyo signifying your Doppler effect. Wait lang. Okay, ito
Have
na
you
yung
ever
video.
wondered what causes the siren of a speeding ambulance to seemingly change pitch as it zooms by you on the street?
Okay, so dun sa video na yon, sa short video na yon, naipakita natin yung Doppler effect, okay? So kapag ano, kapag lumapit yung sirena or yung siren ng ambulansya, medyo high yung pitch nung ano no, nung sound. And kapag papalayo na siya, medyo bumababa yung tono niya. Okay? So, ito ulitin natin siya.
Change pitch as it zooms by you on the street.
Ayan. Ayan. So, bumaba siya, no? So, yan yung Doppler effect. Okay? Ibig sabihin yung frequency nagbabago as it moves apart. Okay? So, yan yung effect ng Doppler. Okay? So, ito siya. Okay? Habang papalapit ng papalapit is yung frequency nagiging higher. Okay? Ibig sabihin luminipis siya. yung wavelength ng wave mo is lumiliit, pero tumitini siya. Pero kapag papalayo na siya, eto tingnan nyo, palayo na siya, so kumakapal siya, and yung frequency becomes lower. Okay? Pero yung wavelength niya, kumahaba, meaning kumakapal. Okay? Bumababa yung tono. So, ito yung formula natin dyan. So, Fn over Fs is equal to V plus or minus Vl all over V minus or plus Vs. Okay? So, ngayon, yung sign convention natin dito is may ibig sabihin tong mga to. Ayan. So, kailan natin gagamitin yung positive or negative? Okay, so yung FL natin, frequency heard by the listener. So, how about yung ano natin? FS natin, frequency of the source. Okay, ito na yung mga sign conventions natin. VL, positive kapag towards the source, papalapit sa source. Okay, velocity of the listener towards the source. So, negative naman yung VL kapag away from the source. So, velocity of the listener away from the source. So, kapag naman, sa source naman tayo, yung pinanggagalingan ng sound, velocity of the source towards the listener, then your VS is negative. Okay? Magbabaliktad sila dito. So, how about yung natin, kapag away, so positive yung VS kapag velocity of the source away from the listener. So, dapat alam nyo lang kung sino yung papalapit at kung sino papalayo. Okay? So, yan. Now, eto, natakal na natin yan. Etong dalawang to. Ano naman tong V na to? So how about yung V na yan? So ano yung V na yan? That is, V is equal to the velocity of the sound in air. So particularly that is 332 meters per second or, so yan yung SI no. Kapag English naman, 1,100 feet per second and this is at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? Ngayon, take note lang that the speed of sound increases by 0.61 meters per second. So sa kada 1 degree centigrade increase. Okay? So sa kada 1 degree centigrade or Celsius ng pagtaas, mag-plus 0.61 meters per second ka. Okay? So, malayo na sa quiz. Okay? Ayan. Okay, take note. O, sige. Let's move on to the problem set. So, when a source of sound or a listener or both are in motion relative to the air, the pitch of the sound heard by the listener is not the same when as the source and listener are at rest. This phenomenon refers to your Doppler effect. Okay, yung pitch niya, matinis pagpapalapit, pagpapalayo, bumababa siya. Okay. Next tayo. Number 7. Doppler effect na tayo. Problems on your Doppler effect. So, a siren is heard approaching from its stationary observer. The siren is traveling 90 kilometers per hour. Okay, so 90 kilometers per hour. And has a sound frequency. So, yan yung source. Fs 750 Hertz. What frequency does the observer hear? So, ano daw yung FL ng listener or ng observer? So, assume that the sound travels at 332 meters per second in air. Ngayon, bago natin ma-solve yung FL nito, dapat alam natin kung siya ba ay papalapit or papalayo. Okay? Yung source natin is papalapit kasi nga, yung natin, observer natin is stationary, that is VL is equal to 0. So, wala siyang velocity. Papalapit yan. Okay? So, meaning this is towards. So, ano yung formula natin? So, N over Fs is equal to, kapag towards, so, V plus VL over V minus Vs. So, from our formula dito, ayan, so, kapag towards, VL, positive, negative kapag sa source. Okay? Ayan. So, yan yung ating formula. And as you can see, sabog na naman yung ating ano, units kasi ang ginamit natin dito meters per second ka-SI. So we will convert this later. Sige, ano na natin? I-substitute na natin. So FL over Fs. Ano ba ang Fs? Fs is 750 Hertz. Is equal to, okay, 332 meters per second plus 0, stationary siya, all over 332 meters per second minus 90 kilometers per hour. So we need to convert these kilometers per hour para maging compatible sila. So therefore that is in 1,000 meters, that is 1 kilometer. And in 1 hour, that is 3,600 seconds. Ayan, para maging meters per second. So ito, cancel, 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 cancel. Ayan, compatible na siya. So therefore, what's your FL now? So 750 multiplied by 332 over 332 minus 90 times 1,000 over 3,600. And that is equal to 811 Hertz. So 811 Hertz, letter B. Okay, next tayo. Number 8. So, meron ba dito yung ano na yan? Okay, well. So, sige, let's continue. So, a railroad train is moving in still air at a speed of 200 feet per second. So, ito, 200 feet per second daw. The note that locomotive whistle emits a frequency. So, yan yung frequency na ini-emit ng locomotive. So, that is 800 Hertz. So, how long are the waves of the sound in front of the locomotive? So, when we say in front of the locomotive, meaning siya ay papalapit sa observer. Yan. Towards observer. How long? Ito naman yung problema natin, how long naman daw. So, kapag how long, that is your wavelength or lambda. So, paano tayo kukuha ng wavelength? Okay? So, para makakakuha tayo ng wavelength, so we need to have a formula for it. Okay? So, which is velocity is equal to the wavelength multiplied by the frequency. Okay? So, V is for velocity. Lambda is for the wavelength. and F is the frequency. So therefore, para makakuha tayo ng wavelength, so we need to divide your velocity with frequency. So, na meron yan sa formula ng Doppler effect. Okay? So, since toward siya, so yung ating formula, FL over Fs is equal to V plus VL over V minus Vs. So, i-cross multiply lang natin yung ano natin, mga velocity natin. So, ito, cross multiply, pupunta doon. At ito, pupunta dito. Okay, mag-switch sila ng pwesto. So, therefore, this is now V minus Vs over Fs is equal to V plus VL over FL. Since ang meron sa atin is yung Fs, so kunin na lang natin yung formula na to. So, ano to? Portion na to. So, this is your lambda. So, the lambda now is equal to V minus Vs over Fs. Ngayon, ang gamitin natin, since naka-English tayo, so yung V natin dito is 1,100 feet per second. Okay? So, therefore, this is now equal to what? So, 1,100 feet per second minus 200 feet per second all over 800 hertz. Ano bang hertz? That is per second kasi. 800 cycles per second. Okay, so mga units natin magka-cancel yung per second. Matitira feet. So therefore, this is now 1,100 minus 200 divided by 800. The answer is 1.125 feet. And that's letter B. E. So yan kapag in front of the locomotive. But how about behind the locomotive? So same for ano pa rin, no? Same question pa rin, or same given I should say. Vs is 200 feet per second. So yung frequency pa rin ng ano ng source is 800 hertz. So what wavelength are the waves coming from behind the locomotive? So nawala. Wait lang, no? Nawala. So, ayun na lang natin. Vs is 200 feet per second. Fs is equal to 800 feet. Or sorry, hertz pala yan. So ngayon, ano daw ang wavelength or lambda coming from behind the locomotive? So kapag behind the locomotive, meaning this is away from the observer. Nasa likod na siya. Okay? Behind. So, ang gagamitin na natin dito yung away na. So, kapag away, so FL over Fs is equal to V minus VL over V plus Vs. So, gagawin lang ulit natin para makakuha ng lambda, you exchange this 2. So, this will become V plus Vs over Fs is equal to V minus VL over FL. So, etong portion na to, this is wavelength. lambda. So V plus Vs over Fs. So this is equal to, okay, yung V natin dito, yung sound, 1,100 feet per second. So 1100 plus na to, no? Plus 200 all over 800. So hindi ko na isusulat yung units, no? So pinakita natin kung paano na mag-cancel yan. So 11 plus 200 divided by 800. So that is 1.625 feet. Yan na yung lambda. Mas humaba siya. Kasi away na. So sige. Let's move on to the next. So tapos na tayo sa acoustics. Punta tayo sa optics. So when we say optics naman, that is a branch of physics that deals with the study of light phenomenon. So light phenomenon, meaning we are talking about the light propagation. Okay? Yan siya. Kung paano na-propagate yung light. Okay? Ito medyo exciting to. Okay? Ayan. Kasi nagagawa-gawa na natin to sa sa bahay-bahay natin eh. Okay? Ayan. So, we have two terminologies na kailangan natin sa optics. Okay? We have your refraction and reflection. Okay? So, unahin natin yung refraction. That is the bending of light around the edge of an object or spreading of light in an arc passing through a tiny opening. So, for example, yung lapis, no? So, straight yung lapis. For example, ito. Hindi makita yung pen. Ayan. Ngayon, ito, ilalagay mo siya sa may container na may tubig. So, ang makikita nyo dyan is para siyang nag-bend. Kasi nga, yung light waves na pinapakita sa atin dyan, magbe-bend yung image niya. Okay? Ayan siya. So, light bends inward because the speed of light is slower in water. Ayan. So, we have also reflection. Ito, mas madali to. Okay? So, kung sa refraction is bending of light, sa reflection naman, so, when a ray of light approaches a smooth polished surface, the light ray bounces back. Okay, kapag ito, tumama dito, magba-bounce back siya. So, dyan pumapasok yung laws of reflection and refraction natin. Na kung anong angle mo dito, yun rin yung angle mo dito. Equal sila. Okay? Mamaya, let's talk about that later. Okay? Ito na siya. Ito na nga yun. So we have your laws of reflection and refraction. So there are three laws. Okay, so ito. Number one, incident, reflected, refracted rays, and the normal surfaces all lies on the same plane. Okay, so nasa isang plane sila. Ito yung plane natin, yung horizontal line dito. Known as the place of incidence. Okay? Plane of incidence. So the three rays are on the same plane. So ito, yung incident rays natin, nandito sa plane. Yung refracted rays natin nasa plane rin yan. Yung normal line natin nasa plane. Okay, that is perpendicular, kaya tinawag na normal. Ayan. Next. The angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection for all the wavelengths. So, yung theta mo dito, theta I, kung anong theta mo dito, yun rin yung theta mo dito sa kabila. That is equal to theta R. theta I is equal to theta R. Yan siya. Next, Snell's law. Ito na yung laws of refraction. So, the ratio of the sine of the angles of the incidence to the sine of the reflection is the equal to the inverse ratio of the indexes of the refraction. Okay? So, ito yung formula natin dyan. So, NA times sine theta A is equal to NB times sine theta B. Okay? Where your theta A, this is your incident angle. And your theta B here is your refracted angle. Then your NA and NB, this is your index of refraction. So, syempre, kada material may index of refraction yung mga yan. Okay? So, take note po yung NA natin is yan yung pinanggalingan. Then yung NB naman, yan yung papatunguhan. Okay? Na medium. So, index of refraction. So, deeper pa natin siya. So, when we say index of refraction, that is denoted as N. This is the ratio of the speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in a medium. Okay? So, speed of light sa vacuum over speed of light sa medium. Pareha silang speed of light kaya unitless sila. So, take note po, yung speed of light in vacuum natin, this is denoted as C. And this is approximately 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. So, kung tinatawag kayong i-type to or i-memorize ito, constant 28 na lang sa calculator. So, shift constant 28. CO siya. So, this is approximately 300 times 10 to the 6 meters per second. Okay? So, yan siya. Sige. Let's move on. So, number 10. The techniques of finding the intensity and phase of light at any point only when a portion of wave front is exposed. This is what we call your Huygens principle. So, keyword natin dito, when a portion of wave front is exposed. Huygens principle. Okay. So, next tayo, number 11. The ratio of velocity of light in vacuum to its velocity of another material. So, nasabi na natin kanino to. That is your index of refraction or refractive index. So, this is denoted as a small letter n. Okay? So, next tayo. Number 12. So, if light travels through a medium at a speed of 2.19 times 10 to the 8 meters per second, what is the substance index of refraction? So, sige, tayo natin siya. So, ang hinahanap dito is index of refraction. So, ang binigay sa atin is the speed of light through a material. So, this is your V. Now, ano ba ang formula natin for index of refraction? Speed of light in a vacuum, CO, all over yung speed of light through a material or a medium. So, constant 28 over 2.19 times 10 to the 6 or to the 8 lang naman to. So, meters per second to, meters per second to, cancel to. Okay? So, what's your N equal to? Constant 28 over 2.19 times 10 to the 8. That is equal to 1.37. Letter A. Okay, next tayo. Number 13. So light with a refractive index of 1.2 or 1.52 strikes glass, which is separated from water by an interference with a refractive index of 1.3. So big sabihin from glass to water. So glass to water. So ito yung glass, ito yung water. Yan. So ito yung Na, ito yung Nb. Lagay na lang natin no 1.52, ito 1.3. Okay. Given a raised angle of incidence of 30 degrees in glass. So ito 30 degrees daw, angle of incidence. So what is the angle of refraction? So yung 30 degrees mo dito, this is your theta A. So ano daw yung angle of refraction or refractive angle? Theta B. So using your Snell's law, so this is now equal to, okay, so NA times sine of theta A is equal to NB times sine of theta B. So direct substitution, 1.52 times sine of 30 degrees is equal to 1.3 times sine of theta B. So therefore, sine of theta B is equal to 1.52 sine 30 all over 1.3. O, kunin lang natin yung arc sine nito. Sige, try natin kunin yung arc sine. So arc sine, so shift sine ng 1.52 sine 30 degrees over 1.3 close parenthesis. So this is equal to 35.77 or approximately this is 36 degrees. And that's letter C. So ganyan kapag refraction. Gagamit tayo ng Snell's law. Ngayon, mayroon pa tayong other terminologies na kailangan mapag-aralan dito. Like for the Brewster's angle. So, kailan nagkakaroon ng Brewster's angle or Brewster's law? Okay, so Brewster's law is a relationship of light waves at the maximum polarization angle of light. Okay, meron tayong ano dito, no? Keyword na maximum polarization angle or this is totally polarized. Kapag may nakita kayong word na totally polarized, this is under your Brewster's law. Okay? And for Brewster's law, ang mangyayari dito is that yung reflected ray natin is perpendicular to refracted ray. So, RR is perpendicular to RF. RFR. Okay? Perpendicular sila. And yung angle of ano mo dito, reflected angle mo dito na theta P, so siya ay naka supplementary sa 90 degrees and your refracted angle. Okay? So, ang gagamitin na lang natin dito is yung tangent theta. Okay? Na formula. Okay? For totally polarized, tangent theta P. So, yung theta P, yan yung polarized angle. Yan. And your tangent theta P is equal to NB over NA. So, paano naman natin makukuha tong theta B natin? So, yung theta B, that is 180 minus 90 minus theta P. Okay? Paki-take note ito. Sige. Let's move to the next question. Ito. Katulad nito. So, a liquid with a refractive index of 1.3 is exposed to a light beam. The rays that are reflected are totally polarized. What is the beam's angle of refraction? So, take note po, yung liquid natin is exposed to a light beam. So, ibig sabihin, yung patutunguhan ng light natin is yung liquid. So, yung liquid na to, this is your B. Okay? So, NB is equal to 1.3. Ngayon, ano to? Sir, wala naman sinabi sa problem. Kapag walang sinabi sa problem, so we will assume na yung medium mo dito is air. And kapag air yung medium, this is equal to 1. Okay? Kapag walang sinabi, assume nyo na air. So, Na is equal to 1. And sabi nyo pa dito, reflected angles are totally polarized. Okay, polarized, so meaning it follows your Brewster's law. So, perpendicular yung reflected at yung refracted. So, what is the beam's angle of refraction? Yung theta B yung hinahanap dito. So, bago natin makuha yan, kailangan natin muna makuha tong theta P. So, si theta P is makukuha sa tangent theta P is equal to NB over NA. And yung theta P is equal to arctangent ng NB. Ano yung NB? 1.3 divided by 1. So, ilan to? So, arctangent ng 1.3 divided by 1 or 1.3 na lang, 52.43 degrees. So, ito yon yung theta P. So, kunin natin yung theta B. So, theta B is equal to 180 minus 90 minus 52.43 degrees. So, sige, ano natin? So, 180 minus 90 minus answer. So, that is equal to 37.57 or approximately 38 degrees. And that's letter B. Okay? Okay, next topic tayo. So, for the next number, we have the total internal reflection. So, iba naman to sa ano natin, no? Brewster's Law. Okay, sa Brewster's Law kanina, so kung babalikan natin, meron pang refracted ray na pumupunta dun sa mismong medium. Okay? Yan. Pero sa total internal reflection, ito na yung mangyayari. So, it has a complete reflection of a ray of light within a medium. So, ibig sabihin, wala nang pupunta dito para mag-bend. Okay? Lahat, mare-reflect niya lahat yung light. Okay? So, complete reflection of a light or ray of light within a medium such as water or glass from the surrounding medium back into the medium. So, pabalik dun sa medium na pinanggalingan. Okay? Pag-strike, then babalik. Okay? And yung theta B mo dito, syempre, that is greater than 90 na. Kaya nga pabalik na siya. Okay? So, wala ka ng refracted ray. Nasa reflection na lahat. Okay? Reflected ray na lahat. And for total internal reflection, so ang angle natin dito is the critical angle of incidence wherein magre-reflect lahat. Okay? Yung theta A natin magiging theta C. Okay? And that is, okay, having the formula of sine. So, sine of theta C or critical angle of incidence is equal to NB over NA. Kanina tangent, ngayon sine naman. Okay? So, sige, let's move on to the next question. So, when a light beam travels from glass into water, so manggagaling sa glass, magsa-strike sa water, what is the critical angle of incidence o yung ating theta C? So what is the critical angle of incidence expressed in degrees? So assume that the refraction indices for glass is 1.45. So this is your NA, pinanggalingan. So, and for the water, that is H2O, ND 1.33. Okay, so for the critical angle of incidence, so ang gagamitin natin dito is yung sine of theta C is equal to NB over NA. So para makuha natin si theta C, kunin lang natin yung inverse sine ng theta B, that is 1.33 over NA. Okay, so that is 1.45. So that is arc sine ng 1.33 divided by 1.45. So this is approximately equal to 66.53 degrees. Okay? So yan yung optics natin. So meron pa tayong second topic for your optics. So regarding on your mirrors and lenses. Okay? So especially on your curve mirrors and lens. Okay? So punta na tayo sa mirrors and lenses. So ano ba ang isang mirror? So when we say mirror, this is a sheet of substrate or metal that reflects incident light. Okay? So meron tayong plane mirror, concave mirror, and convex mirror. Dito na nabubuo yung different images natin sa mga curve na mirrors natin na to. Okay. So for a concave, that's converging lens, and for convex mirror, that is diverging. Diverging naman. So for the lens, typically made of glass or transparent material, refracts light that passes through it. Lens process two curved surfaces, and the bending of light through these surfaces causes the image to appear smaller or larger. Okay? So two-way siya, two-way communication. Unlike dito, no, one-way lang siya. One-way lang. Ito lang. Dito sa lens natin, pwede dito, pwede rin dito sa side na to. Okay? Yan. And refraction yung ginagamit dyan. So for the types of lenses, so ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. We have conversion or converging and diverging. So for converging, so positive yung focal length. And yung image na naproproduce is real and virtual. So for the real image, that is inverted. baliktad siya. Okay? Kasi itong real image nito, pwede siya ma-project sa screen. Okay? Then for the virtual image naman, that is upright and enlarged. Okay? Lumalaki siya. Okay? So, pero may mga sign conventions tayo dito kapag focal length positive, kapag real image ang na-produce, yung DI mo is positive, and kapag virtual naman is negative. Okay? So, ano yung F at saka DI na yan? So, i-explain ko mamaya sa inyo. So, basta yung F natin is yung focal length. Okay? Positive kapag converging lens. So, example lang converging mirror natin is a concave mirror. Concave. And kapag naman lens, convex lens. Ito siya. That is for converging lens or mirror. Punta tayo sa diverging. So, for the diverging, negative yung focal length natin naman dito. So, positive sa converging, negative sa diverging. So, ang image na maproproduce mo lang dito is isa lang. One type only, and that's virtual image. And kapag virtual ulit, siya ay negative. So, ang maproproduce natin is upright and smaller. So, one good example of it is convex mirror. And for your, for your lens, concave lens naman. Okay? So, ano ba yung DI na yan? So, punta tayo sa ating lens equation. So, dito nyo siya magagamit, okay, sa equation na to. 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. So, ano yung mga yan? Yung parameters na mga yan. So, F is your focal length. Then, yung DO natin, that's your object distance from the mirror or lens. And kapag DI naman, that's the image. Yung image na naproproduce ng lens or mirror from the mirror or lens. And yung R natin, that's the radius of curvature or that is 2 times F. So, paki-take note yan. So, another topic will be your magnification. So, di ba ang ginagawa natin kapag when it comes to projection of objects, pinapalaki natin yan. So, therefore, minamagnify natin siya. So, through the use of mirror and lenses, like yung natin, ano ba yun? Yung projector. Okay? Ayan. So, may mga lenses yan. So, M is equal to DI over DO or yung absolute value ng DI over DO or that is HI over HO. So, ano yung HI at saka HO? So, that's the height of the image, yung HI natin. And for the HO, that is for the height of the object. So, paki-take note na rin to, no? Kailangan nyo yan. So, sige, punta na tayo sa next. Number 16. So, for an object placed 25 centimeters from the diverging lens, diverging. Okay, diverging lens. So, big sabihin, kapag diverging yung lens natin, meaning siya ay having anong klaseng focal length? Yung focal length natin dito is negative. Okay? Negative yung focal length. And negative rin yung DI. Negative focal length, negative rin yung DI. Ayan. For an object placed 25 centimeters from a diverging lens with a focal length of 15, so yung 15 mo dyan is negative 15 centimeters, what most nearly, where is the image? What type of image is it? Okay, most nearly, where is the image? So, kung siya ay, kung siya ay negative, behind, dapat yan. So, negative yung DI. So, therefore, ano yung DO natin dito? Ito yon, 25 cm. And kapag diverge lens, siya ay virtual. So, kapag virtual, ito na lang yung pwede. So, mali na tong letter A and letter C. Ayan. So, using your thin lens equation, so that is now 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. So, lagay lang natin yung mga sign convention. 1 over negative 15 is equal to 1 all over DO, 25, plus 1 all over DI. So, what's your DI? Shift solve. So, negative 15 raised to negative 1 is equal to 25 raised to negative 1 plus x raised to negative 1. Hintayin lang natin. Okay, so that is negative 3.75. Negative 9.375, I should say. Ayan. So, kapag negative dito, this is behind. Okay, behind the lens. So, meaning that's virtual image. Letter D. Okay, next tayo. Number 17. So, an object is placed 15 meters from a concave mirror. So, take note, yung DO daw natin dito is 0.15 meters. Concave mirror meaning this is converging. Converging meaning that is having a positive focal length. Okay? So, focal length natin, 0.2, positive. If the object is 10 centimeters high, so HO is 10 centimeters, how high is the image? HI yung tinatanong. So, bago natin makuha yung HI na yan, so kailangan muna natin kunin yung DO or yung DI, I should say. So, ano muna yung DI? So, using your thin lens equation, so 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. So therefore, this is now 1 over 0.2 is equal to 1 over 0.15 plus 1 over DI. So therefore, what's your DI equal to? So 0.2 raised to negative 1 is equal to 0.15 raised to negative 1 plus x raised to negative 1. Okay, this is negative 0.6 meters. So, para makuha natin yung HI, gamitan natin na magnification. So, which is M is equal to absolute value ng DI over DO is equal to HI over HO. So, kapag kukuha lang naman tayo ng absolute value, magiging positive lang naman yun, di ba? Okay, so this is now. So, siguro convert natin tong mga to into centimeters na lang, no? Kasi ang final answer natin centimeters. So, 0.15 meters is 15 centimeters and 0.6 meters is 60 centimeters. So, negative. Negative 60. So, ilagay na lang natin dito, absolute value of negative 60 over 15 is equal to HI over 10. So, what's now your HI equal to? So, absolute value ng negative 60 over 15 is equal to x over 10. So, therefore, this is equal to 40 centimeters. Magnify ba? Yes, nag-times 4. So, from 10, naging 40. Okay, next tayo. Number 18. So, an object is 0.5 feet in front of a concave mirror, meaning that's your DO. 0.5 feet. Concave mirror, meaning this is converging. So, converging yan. And the image is located 2 feet behind the mirror. So, DI is equal to 2 feet behind. Behind meaning that's negative, no? Okay? Yan. Behind. Negative yan. So, find the focal length, F, and the radius of curvature, R, of the mirror. Okay? So, using your thin lens equation, so that is 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO plus 1 over DI. So that is now 1 over F is equal to 1 over DO, that is 0.5 plus 1 over negative 2. So what's your F? So 0.5 raised to negative 1 plus negative 2 raised to negative 1 raised to negative 1. So that is 0.667 feet. Then kunin natin yung radius of curvature, that is twice of your focus. Times 2 lang natin to. So times 2. So this is equal to 1.33 feet. And that's letter D. Okay, so may mga ibang topics pa si physics na hindi ko na mai-discuss sa inyo. So like for your lens maker's equation, kasi medyo mahaba-habang topic yun, or yung mga iba pang topic sa physics. So, basahin nyo na lang, no? Okay? So, ang diniscuss ko lang sa inyo is yung mga basic of all the basics. Okay? Ayan. So, punta na tayo sa next. Okay, another topic na naman to. Okay, ito, yung susunod siguro, this is under your modern physics na. Okay, so modern physics, si Albert Einstein. Okay, ito na. Yan. Theory of relativity. Okay, so si Albert Einstein yung nag-ano niyan, yung nag-develop niyan, and this is applies on the objects that are moving near or about the speed of light. Yan yung mga sobrang bilis. Okay, so ano nga ba ang mangyayari sa isang object that is moving about the speed of light, or so, sa sobrang bilis, ano mangyayari sa kanya? Okay, first is it will have a relativistic mass. Ano ba ang relativistic mass? So it says here, the moving body increases its mass as it approaches the speed of light. So ibig sabihin, bumibigat ng bumibigat yung object mo. Habang papabilis siya ng papabilis. Okay? Next, number 2. Relativistic momentum. So, the moving body increases its momentum as it approaches the speed of light. Ganito lang yan when it's, kapag malaki yung momentum mo, so kapag nag-collide yan sa isang object, malakas yung impact. Okay? Sasabog yan. Okay. So, ganyan yung momentum kapag malaki yung momentum. Kasi ang momentum is mass times velocity yan. Okay? So, momentum is denoted as rho. Ayan. So, therefore, balikan ko lang yung yung relativistic mass kasi hindi ko na ko pa na-discuss yung equation niya dito. So, yung M mo dito sa relativistic mass, M is equal to MO all over square root of 1 minus V over C, the quantity squared. So, itong portion na to, this is what we call your Lorentz factor. Okay? So, sa relativistic momentum naman, ganun rin. Pero ang mass mo, madadagdagan lang ng velocity. Momentum kasi. So, rho m or the momentum of the moving object is equal to MO times B all over square root ng 1 minus B all over C squared. Ngayon, ano naman mangyayari kapag mabilis yung object mo? Okay? So, ang mangyayari sa kanya is magkakaroon ng contraction sa length. Length contraction. So, the moving body's length will contract as it approaches the speed of light. Ibig sabihin, liliit siya na liliit. So, parang si Flash lang, di ba? Kapag tumakbo siya, okay, lumiliit siya. Okay? Yan. So, let contraction. So, LM or length of the moving body is equal to original length times square root of 1 minus V over C, the quantity squared. Next. Anong mangyayari ulit kapag yung moving body mo is approaching the speed of light? There will be time dilation. When we say time dilation, from the word delay, so magkakaroon ng lengthening of time. Hahaba yung oras, parang babagal siya. Okay? So this is the lengthening of the time interval between two objects. So therefore, yung T natin, that is equal to TO all over square root of 1 minus B over C, the quantity squared. Next. And it will have a relativistic energy. Okay? And what is relativistic energy? So the sum of kinetic energy and the rest energy. So kinetic energy and itong mc squared na to, so this is your rest energy. And kapag pinagsama natin yan, so this is now equal to MO times C squared all over square root ng 1 minus V over C squared. Okay? Sige, let's continue. So an observer sees a spaceship measures 100 meters long when at rest. Okay, so yung original length daw natin is 100 meters. He passes by a uniform motion with the speed of 0.5 c or 0.5 times the speed of light. So yung velocity daw natin dito is 0.5 times the speed of light. Kalahati ng speed of light. So while the observer is watching the spaceship, a time of 2 seconds elapsed on the clock on board the ship. What is the length of the moving spaceship? So ano daw yung length daw natin dito? So since this is moving, approaching the speed of light, so it will have a length contraction. Liliit siya. So that is length of the moving body is equal to original length times square root ng 1 minus V over C, the quantity squared. So therefore, LM now is equal to 100 times the square root of 1 minus 0.5 C over C, the quantity squared. So cancel lang yung C dito, no? So LM now is equal to what? So 100 times square root ng 1 minus 0.5 squared. And this is equal to 86.6 or 87 meters. Liliit siya. So from 100, naging 87. Okay. Next tayo. What is the rest energy? Ano daw yung rest energy natin of an electron equivalent to its rest mass? So yung mass ng electron natin is constant 0.3. Electron mass. Take note that in 1 mega electron volt is equal to 1.6 times 10 to the negative 13 joules. And the mass of electron is 9.11 times 10 to the negative 31, or this is constant 0.3. Check nyo sa calcul nyo. Constant 0.3. Yan siya. So 1 mega, ito siya. Pero kapag 1 electron volt, this is equal to constant 23 joules. Baba. So, constant 23. Yan. Ito, mega. Ito, electron volt lang, no? So, paki-take note yan. Yan yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Ngayon, ano ulit yung rest energy? So, yung rest energy natin, this is equal to MC squared. Tama po ba? Kanina? So, this is equal to constant 0.3 times the speed of light. Constant 28, the quantity squared. So, compute natin siya. Constant 0.3 times constant 28 squared. So, this is equal to 8.187. 8.187 times 10 to the negative 14. So, this is in joules. Okay? Then, i-convert natin to into electron volt. So, i-move lang natin siya. So multiplied by in 1 mega electron volt, that is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 13 joules. So divide lang natin ng 1.6 times 10 to the negative 13. So this is approximately 0.512. 0.512 mega electron volt. Letter A. Okay? So, papunta na tayo sa modern physics. So, punta na tayo sa pinaka foundation ng modern physics, which is yung quantum physics. Ayan. So, for the quantum physics, so when we say quantum, that is defined as the packets of energy. Group of energy siya. So now, when we say quanta of radiation, so when an electromagnetic radiation interacts with atoms and molecules, the beam acts like a stream of energy corpuscles called photons or light quantum. For example lang, no? Ito lang, i-ano ko lang sa'yo, explain ko lang ng panandalian. So, for example, itong molecule na to or atom na to, pag ano natin yan, pag pinagalaw natin yan approaching the speed of light, magkakaroon yan ng light emission. Okay? And yung light emission na yan, yan yung tinatawag na light energy or photon. Okay? So, energy ng photon is equal to HF is equal to rho times C. So, ano yung mga yan? Okay? So, yung H, that's the Planck constant, F is the frequency, C is the speed of light, and rho is the momentum. Okay? Ayan. So, for example lang, no? So, ito, papamove natin ng, for example, um, 2.79 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. Anong mangyayari dyan? Siyempre, magkakaroon yan ng emission ng light. Okay? So, take as for example, yung light do sa may cathode ray tube nyo. Okay? Yung mga nasa TV. Okay? Yung mga sinaunang TV sets. So, yan yung nangyayari dyan. Pinapamove natin yung mga molecules natin ng mabilis para magkaroon ng emission of light. Okay? Or light dispersion. So ngayon, kung iyaan natin to, i-manipulate natin yan. So therefore, H over rho is equal to C over F. Ngayon, yung C over F na to, this is velocity over F. And ano ulit yung velocity over frequency? That's your lambda or the wavelength. Okay? So therefore, lambda or the wavelength is equal to H over rho or H over M times B. Kasi yung momentum natin, that is mass times velocity. Okay? So, paki-take note itong formula na to. Okay. So, sige. Try na natin to. So, the electron emitted from a hot filament is accelerated in an electric field until their velocity is velocity mo is 5 times 10 to the 9 centimeters per second. So, find the wavelength of the electrons. Okay? So, ngayon, yung mass natin dito is mass ng electrons pa rin. Constant 0.3. So, hanapin daw natin yung wavelength. So take note yung formula natin dito is naka-SI ito. So convert lang natin lahat sa SI, no, kapag may binigay na ibang unit system. Katulad nito, centimeters. Convert lang natin yan sa SI, 10 times 10 raised to 8, 5 times 10 raised to 9, times 10 to the negative 2 meters per second. Okay? So therefore, kunin natin yung wavelength. So yung wavelength natin kanina, that is h over m times v. Okay, so therefore, this is now constant 0.6. That's the Planck's constant. Constant 0.6. All over constant 0.3 times velocity. So 5 times 10 to the 9 times 10 to the negative 2. So, ang magiging unit natin dito, SI rin. Okay? Kung lahat yan SI rin yung final answer. So, constant 0.6 all over constant 0.3 times 5 times 10 to the 9 times 10 to the negative 2. So, this is now equal to 1.45 times 10 to the negative 11 and 0.0 something to. So, kaya mag-shift eng na lang tayo. So, shift eng, ayan na siya. Meron nang lumabas. So, that is 0.0146 times 10 to the negative 9 is nano, no? So, nanometer. Letter D. Okay. So, kalimutan ko sabihin sa inyo. Okay. So, yung wavelength na sinosolve natin dito, this is what we call your de Broglie's wavelength. De Broglie. De Broglie yan. De Broglie's wavelength. Okay. What is the de Broglie's wavelength of an electron with a kinetic energy of 1 electron volt? Okay. So, ang tinatanong, wavelength. Binigyan ka ng kinetic energy na 1 electron volt. So, paano natin makukuha yan? So, take note po, ang wavelength or de Broglie's wavelength ulit is m all over, or sorry, Planck's constant, I should say, Planck's constant over m times v. Ngayon, paano natin makukuha yung wavelength na yan using your kinetic energy? Kinetic energy deals with velocity or moving objects, di ba? So, dito natin makukuha yung velocity. E di kunin muna natin yung velocity dun sa kinetic energy. So, ano ba ang kinetic energy? So, that is 1/2 mv squared. Take note, electron tayo. So, yung m natin dito is constant, 0.3. Okay? So, therefore, this is now 1 electron volt. Convert natin sa SI. So, that is in 1 electron volt, that is constant 23 joules is equal to 1/2 constant 0.3 multiplied by V squared. So, makukuha natin dito, SI pa rin. So, meters per second. So, sige. Constant 23 times 2 divided by constant 0.3. Then, square root natin yan. So this is equal to 593,096.98. So ito, gagamitin natin dito. So therefore, this is now wavelength is equal to constant 0.6 plus constant over M. So constant 0.3, electron kasi, times yung nakuha natin dito. So therefore, what's your lambda or de Broglie wavelength? Yan. So constant 0.3. 0.3 ako ng 0.3. Yan. Constant 0.6 all over constant 0.3. Yan na yun. Times answer. O yan. So the answer is 1.226 times 10 to the 9 or negative 9, I should say, meters. And ang kailangan natin centimeters. So take note po, conversion, 100 cm in 1 meter. So ilan yan? So times 100 lang tayo. So that is 1.226 times 10 to the negative 7 centimeters. And that's letter D. Okay? Okay, that ends your physics lecture. So sana magbasa-basa kayo no ng mga terminology sa ESAS. Okay, I hope na marami kayo natutunan sa ngayon. Then for the next video will be chemistry, no? Okay, so I'll end it up here. So God bless everyone.